Okay, welcome back guys to another Creativerse video. We're back here at the canyon biome, and as you may have noticed, I have done a lot of recipe researching. I've gotten a lot of things unlocked, and I was thinking for quite a while about what to actually use for the base, and I think I'm gonna use limestone as my basic texture because I was looking at this and the general kind of environment of the biome, and I often like to make my base kind of contrast with its environment. So I think here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a kind of hanging gardens kind of thing with a lot of running water and white stone and greenery kind of hanging off the stone and things like that. So I'm going to be using a lot of these limestone blocks of various kinds. I've actually got quite a lot of nice ones. I've got the columns here and the simple kind of wall blocks, which are actually one of the cleanest stone textures I've found in the game. So they're actually quite good for a lot of different builds. It's always good to have a nice clean texture to be able to use, because if you're using a lot of textures that are very kind of highly detailed like this, sometimes a build looks a little bit busy, especially from far away. So I do like to have a clean texture somewhere in a build, especially if I'm using a lot of pale colours. I haven't really done much inside yet, because I've just been kind of tunneling out and getting a few resources together. And I found out that we have flower pots in the game. I put some seeds in them, and this, the flower, and these are creating a particle effect, which makes me think that they're supposed to do something, but they have not as yet actually done anything. It could be that they have to be outside and exposed to the sunlight, but I don't know. For now, I'm just leaving them there to do their thing and seeing if anything happens. I did get the obsidian mining cell, which has unlocked a whole load of extra stuff. We've got a plow, so we can do some farming later. We've got the advanced extractor, which I think will pull out twice as many ores as the basic extractor. And I've done a bit of furniture unlocking here as well. But for the most part, this episode, I am going to be focusing on getting this build actually going off the ground. Now, what I think I'm going to do for the beginning of the structure is have kind of a 11 block out, because that's what this is here. It's 11 blocks out, and maybe 7 to either side of these blocks, which are kind of like the sides of the entryway. So that'd be something like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, no, we've got to go even numbers to make the column space properly. So 8 blocks on either side. And maybe have something like this going on. So as you can see, I'd be kind of maybe building up and have it kind of like what would be a good example that everyone would know? The Parthenon. Like, you know, the Greek forums and various things like that would have all these columns and a kind of a lot of open space within. So that's going to be kind of something I'm taking a lot of inspiration from for this build. So I'll be going out like this as well. 4, 6, and 8. Now, I've got a choice here with how I do this. This ground is kind of rising up quite a bit. I can either tear this ground down, or I can raise the base height of the build slightly by kind of putting stuff down here. And it's probably actually less work to just raise the base height of the build, but I'm not sure which one I want to actually do yet. I have an idea with the water that if it actually includes the beginning of this river yet, later on. So I don't want it to be too, like, close to the level of that river. I want it to be a little bit up, because I kind of want to have water pouring down into it at some point. So we shall see. I have to think about that one. But this is a basic shape. I think I'll bring those back into the wall as well, build them up, have a roof, and basically do a number of platforms and have all sorts of kind of water channels going between them. And I think it'll be quite fun. But first, I've just got to have a play with the idea, do a little bit of building, and see if I can come up with something I like and test out maybe whether I want to raise the height of this, maybe say 3 blocks or something, which is probably what I'll do. And once I've got a little bit done and I know where I'm going with it, I'll get back to you. Okay guys, so I will see you in a minute. Okay, so here we are, and we have a basic platform laid out. As you can see, I did... Oh, and this guy's going to try and cause us trouble. I don't think he can actually get to us here, though. Okay, so as you can see, I did decide to raise it up a little bit by 4 blocks in the end. And this gap here isn't permanent. It's just that I'm only bothering with this outer stretch here before I start building up. And I'll do more inside here once I've got more of a feel for the actual overall shape of the building. Now, the next step is to start doing the, not exactly walls, but the columns of the structure. So, I need to find the center point here, which is right here. Whoops! Oh, damn. Okay. Whoops! Don't kill me, guy. Don't kill me. Okay, and then that's going to be the center of a 5 wide opening. So, 2 and 3. So, I'm going to be building on these right here. So I'm thinking that I will go maybe that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How's 7 gonna look? 7 looks pretty good, I think. Yeah. Okay. So if I go 7 up. Oops, I just did that one a little bit too low there. So the plan is to have these columns just going along here, 1 for every block, and as you can see I'm using the column block here and the wall blocks as a floor here, and these blue carpets, which I think are going to become one of my favourite blocks. When I looked at them they're one of those ones where I looked at them in the thumbnail and they did not look very interesting, but I decided to give them a little bit of a test because I wanted some blue along with my white in this build. As you can tell, I'm going with almost kind of the opposite color palette for the biome I'm in, and I was really impressed with them. Once I actually placed them down, I decided that I actually really liked them, and I was not expecting to like them this much. So yeah, so I'm actually really liking the blue wool and looking forward to what I can do with it here. Now, sooner or later I'm going to have to deal with this guy. So let's just see. These blue mushrooms are really useful. They stack, their effect stacks alongside the red mushrooms, and they seem to heal more. So with a few of these mushrooms you can actually end up with a constant healing buff, which is often almost equal to the damage you're taking. Oh! Damn, okay. there goes that statement, just as I'm saying it. Yeah, this is a very tough biome to live in, unfortunately. I have a lot of very nasty things around. So yeah, let's get a bit of a further back perspective. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. Oh, look, I've been placing all those up too low. Oh well. That's kind of the idea. I'm going to have this coming up here, and then a ceiling up there. I've got a few ideas for how to do that. And that will be kind of the first platform. The idea is eventually I'll have kind of maybe some water streams coming down from the ceiling and collecting into pools and streams out around here. And maybe those streams up there will be fed from other platforms further up. And I'm just going to see what I can do with that. Incidentally, I did get the obsidian mining cell. And what this can do is it can suck up water like this. And there is a really useful thing for infinite water here, which we can do if we just bring it into inventory. Unlike in games like Minecraft, you don't need a bucket, you can just have it sitting raw in your inventory. Now, say if I give it, I just pull it out like this and place down some water right here. It's going to flow into this place, but I can just pull out of this place it's flowing into, and I can just keep on pulling like this, and I can get infinite water just by placing one piece of water. To do that in Minecraft, you needed two. Like, you'd need to have another one over here and observe them falling into the same place. And oh, I was hoping this would happen on video for the first one. Okay, do you see that flash that happened in the compass at the top there? That was a keeper. Now, if it's not too dangerous, if there's not too many horrible, nasty, evil things over here, I'm going to see if I can find it. It might have already wandered off somewhere difficult to get to, but it should be over here somewhere. And if we can kill it, or capture it later on, I've heard you can get good stuff by capturing them, but right now I'm just going to try to kill it, because you can get some good stuff from them. Okay, I do not see it anywhere. This is a really nice view over here, but unfortunately, no keepers around. Oh, no, here we are. I found you. I have found you. Okay, so on the way, just try not to be too crazy with my parkour, because there's some pretty steep cliffs around here. And he's been really polite, and he's placed himself kind of away from everything that's hostile. So I can just jump in and just cause him a world of misery. And here we go. Arcstone and TNT. Oh, this is going to be fun. And that has unlocked a huge amount of recipes. For now, however, I'm going to focus on a few other things. I'll be looking into that in a little bit. I find with the recipe unlocking in this game, it's really easy to kind of lose track of what your mission is and end up kind of just branching off into trying random things. And I'm going to try and keep my focus here. So I've got this done, and I need to do the roof next. I have a few things to test out for that, so I won't bore you with random block placing. I will do that off camera. But what I wanted to do now, just for the end of this segment, is to craft the plow, which I unlocked earlier, because this, I believe, is required for farming. Now, I believe I just have to equip it like this, and oh, okay, so we've got a little bar here, and if I hold it, boom, tilled land. Okay, let's just get ourselves a couple of tilled land blocks here. Oh, they're not matching up. Oh, that doesn't really matter though, not particularly. Now, basically, I have a massive health problem here with all the monsters. I'm fighting all the time just to keep some room to build. There's lots of things that's bullying me all the time, and I need to be able to get my health back more quickly than I can with the potions, because getting the flowers, especially being in a biome that doesn't actually have them, is an absolute pain. I always have to journey all the way over there just to get mushrooms and flowers for potions. So to be able to grow some stuff nearby would be really, really helpful. So let's just give us this. And I've got some seeds. Some lettuce and turnips. And maybe if I just right place these. Okay, cool. Fallow. Now fallow is in red, so I'm not sure. That probably means unfertilized. I don't think it needs to be fertilized, but you never can tell. What I'm going to do, just in case it helps, I have no idea if it does or not, but just in case it does, I'm going to place down some water here. And just to see if the proximity of water helps with the seeds. Do you know what? One thing I'm going to do. Let's make this kind of scientific test. Ooh! Already that made a change. Okay, I'm going to place this guy over here and see if that doesn't grow or grows more slowly. Okay, so it looks like fallow in this case is a separate status to not fertilized, but these now have got this particle effect and they're showing themselves seed but not fertilized, so it looks like they're doing something and this seed is not. Let's leave it for a while and we can actually see what happens. Right now it looks like possibly it needs to be within one block orthogonally or diagonally to a water block to actually grow, but that's just a hypothesis. That's what this seed here for, so we'll leave that for a while now as a little test. And I am going to go back to my building. I'm going to do a little bit of the roof and mess around with it until I have something that I'm a little bit happy with, and then I'll show you guys what I've done. I might even play around with some of that Arc-Tech if I have the resources to build it. I'm going to have a look at the recipes. But anyway, I will be back in a minute. Okay, so here we are, and as you can see, these things have grown just wonderfully. Now, I think I'm going to need to pull them up with the mining tool. So we've got some turnips and some cabbage, and as I expected, here, this seed did not grow. So we're going to need... Where did he go to? Here we are. So, as far as I'm aware, it looks like it has to be within one block of water. That's useful to know. Now, involved with this, I believe, is the cooking station, which I've just made here. And let's see. Oh, we've got a recipe. So we can make a soup, for which we need a liquid, so as a water, I suppose. Although that's interesting. There might be other liquids we can use. A vegetable. So, a turnip and an ingredient. I don't know if that means... Oh. Oh, it wants 3 of an ingredient. Okay, that's interesting. A mushroom? Oh, okay, that'll work. So, we can make some soup. And now I've unlocked more recipes, so it looks like there's a kind of a progression of foods. That's really, really handy, because in this biome, I'm getting attacked a lot. And being able to get my health back a bit more easily will be good. Let's see what this does. Okay, so boosted health for 15 minutes. That's pretty cool, but what I really want is something that will give me some better health regen than just eating the mushrooms. Or some kind of alternative to potions. But maybe there isn't going to be an instant health regen thing from this, but fast health regen would actually be really useful. Say 5 minutes of like even mushroom speed health regen would make it much more easily survivable. But we'll see what I can unlock with more tinkering with this stuff, and there'll be other things I can grow and use, I'm sure. And I imagine there's probably quite a few recipes that can be unlocked by making different things. Okay, there's a guy over there, one of the keepers, the radar's saying, but I don't really want to go over there right now because my armor's all broken and those dust evils will kind of ruin me. Now let's see if I can make this jump. I think it'll be better off from here. Whee! Okay, so as you can see, I've done a bit of work on the roof here. I've done it 7 blocks up, then an 8th block, and that's the first level of the roof. So this is just kind of like the underneath of the arch, and then there'll be another layer on top of that. I have this funny thing. When I'm talking about building this, I find myself gesturing in front of the screen, and it's like, what am I doing? It's pointless. You can't see, but anyway, I found myself doing that and then stopped because I realized I was being silly. But yeah, I'm going to build another layer on top of this, and my plan eventually is for this roof to be kind of a garden. I'm going to have a number of kind of things like this going around in different places here, and I want the roof of each one to be a garden with some water running through it, and maybe running down to other ones. So that I want there to be kind of water coming down from up the top, and running down into gardens on the roofs of different buildings, and eventually coming down here, and maybe I'll make a bigger garden down here. I just feel like I'm feeling very kind of inspired to do something that's kind of quite natural alongside the stone right now. So I'm gonna try and do that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with the layer between this and the garden, but I've got a few ideas I want to try out. I just need to play around and maybe see if I can unlock a few more blocks, but I think I can pull off something reasonably okay with the blocks I've currently got. As you can see here, let's see if I can jump. I had to use these stone blocks, just the standard, kind of normal stone blocks. These stone stairs here, sorry, not stone blocks, rather than limestone, because there aren't any limestone stairs currently. And I gather that the obsidian stairs were only added relatively recently, so I'm hoping at some point they add some limestone stairs, just so that we have kind of more complete sets of different stones to use in builds. It would be really nice, and if they do that, I might take these stone ones out and put some limestone ones in, if they get added in a kind of soonish update. But who knows? Maybe it's actually better like this, because it gives a little bit of a palette to the build rather than it just being white and blue. It's kind of white, two different shades of grey and blue. Another thing that would be really nice actually is different slabs, because we only have a few right now. I think we've got obsidian and normal stone, but I'm not sure if we have any other kind of slabs, which is kind of a shame. But yeah, I've been using a lot of these blue carpets as kind of colour accents. I'm really liking how it combines, and I'm feeling pretty happy with the build so far. It's coming along nicely. I need to do the floor inside soon, probably next actually. Oh, these guys are getting a bit more easy to dodge now. I'm getting better at the jumping. Movement in this is it takes a while to get used to, but you can do a lot of interesting stuff with combat once you get used to it. You can actively dodging is a thing you can actually do in this game, which is quite nice. So that's coming along. I'm just gonna run down past these guys and hope they don't actually follow me inside. Now, I think I've got enough resources to try out a little bit of that architect stuff. Now, down here, whoops, we have the table, which isn't really very useful. We've got the chests here, which I want to make at least one of. Look, you guys, go away. Go away. Okay. Because they should be very useful. And quite kind of convenient, as it's just become night. It would be, where is it? Fun, I think, to try out the torch. The architect torch. Oh, I need some inventory space. What shall I get rid of? You. There's loads of you around here. Okay. So, let's have a look at this architect torch. Ooh, and we just unlocked an architect lantern and a grand architect torch. It's going to be fun to play with. It's constantly amazing to me just how many things are in this game, and just the more I make, the more stuff becomes available. Now, I need to find the chest. That's just a normal stone chest. Oh, I hate it when it's... Oh, okay, it's because it actually looks a little bit like a stone block. Okay, so let's place this down, just anywhere, just here. Ooh, okay, so it's got 24 slots, and the normal ones have got only 20. So that's not a huge improvement, but I think there's a bigger one. I think there's a grand chest as well. Yes, a grand architect chest right here. And I think maybe that one will have 30, which will be quite a nice amount of storage to have. Now I'm going to eat that and get some regen going on. Oh, that's, oh no, wait a minute. I'm being silly. There's more boosted health. Does regen into that pool now. Okay. So, let's have a look at that torch. So it would be nice to have a bit of light out here to stop things from going too crazy. Boom. Oh, okay, so it's a little tiny thing that floats and glows like that. Well, that's quite nice. I like it. I really like the lighting in this game as well. It's got a really, really nice lighting engine. Just look at the way it reflects off the blocks there. It makes, like, lighting can make even a basic build look really nice if the lighting is working for you. Oh, I'm going to get attacked here. Okay, so I'll just talk briefly about the next plan. I think it's time that I went looking to properly upgrade my tech. Because so for next episode, I think I'm going to get some resources together, and I think I will incorporate playing around with some TNT into that, because I haven't set off any TNT in this game, and I want to make some things blow up. And then I'm going to make the obsidian armor, finally get a good bit of armor, as my old armor broke. And then we're going to go down into the caves and hunt for some iron, I think. And somewhere in between that, I'm going to add some stuff to this build. So that's a vague plan for the next episode. I like to have a rough outline, but I don't schedule stuff like too strictly. If something else seems interesting in the middle, I will kind of branch out. But that's my vague outline anyway. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, guys, don't kill me.